welcome to my ACCA PM Platinum Tuition course. I'm going to show you now what you're going to get on this course, what to expect. First of all, I want to give you a bit of an introduction to the paper. Now, the PM paper aims to give you the knowledge and skills in the application of management accounting techniques. It's concerned with planning, decision-making, performance evaluation and control. You are required to do quite a few mathematical techniques, and there is a self-test and a link to the virtual course from the ACCA on the site. There's a step up from earlier studies, of course. You're going to be examined on application and implication. And in session 1, there is a revision of the basic management accounting techniques, and there is a self-test. Now, the structure of the exam, it's a 3-hour exam, and it's a computer-based exam, and you do get a formula sheet. However, there's only 2 formulas on it, and there are lots of formulas in this exam, so you will need to learn quite a few. Now, the structure of the exam is there's 3 sections, A, B and C. Now, section A is 15 objective test questions worth 2 marks, and this gives you 30 marks in the exam. What you should be thinking about is 1.8 minutes a mark. This is equivalent to 50 to 54 minutes. And I would be doing section A in probably the 50 minutes because that will give you a little bit of time in the section B and section C area. Now, one thing you're not to do is to rush through them. You are supposed to give them the 50 minutes they deserve. The ACCA have said that students are rushing through these sections at the detriment of their performance, because they're falling for those distractors and not reading things carefully. Then in section B, there's 3 OT case studies with 5 OT questions worth 2 marks each. That's 10 marks per case. Now, it will take time to read through this scenario to do with these 5 OT questions, and you will have to make sure you understand all of that scenario so you know which bits you're using for which part. So again, I would probably spend at least 55 minutes on here, claiming a bit of time from section A. Then section C is 40 marks, and so there's 2 questions with 2 scenarios and 20 marks each. Now, the 2 scenarios will relate to 1 or more requirements, and those requirements could be calculation, which you'll be doing in a spreadsheet, or they could be written, which you'll be doing in a word processor. You do need to become proficient at those because there's a real exam technique for them, and you will be learning that across the course, especially on revision. Now, these are the main syllabus areas. Now, there is a new syllabus area called Employability and Technology Skills. This is pervasive across all applied skills papers now. Then we've got the main syllabus areas. We've got 5 of them. We've got Information Technologies and Systems for Organisational Performance. That is all about information, how we source it, how we use it, and how we process it, and what we do with it to get the decisions that we need. Then we've got Specialist Cost and Management Accounting Techniques. Though this is taking costing from earlier studies a bit further, we're looking at activity-based costing, throughput accounting, and target costing and life cycle costing. This is only tested in section A and B questions, so MCQ only. Then we move on to decision-making techniques. This is taking limited factor analysis and break-even analysis, which you'll have seen before, further. And we're also taking it on to looking at things like relevant costing and uncertainty and risk. Then we've got budgeting and control. Now, you would have done fixed and flex budgeting before, but we'll be taking it on to look at incremental budgeting, be looking at zero-based budgeting and other techniques. Control is all about variances, of course, and you'll have done those basic variances before, which you do need to learn again. And then we'll be moving on to more advanced variances, so that is a key area of the syllabus. Finally, there's performance measurement and control. This is looking at profitable organisations and not-for-profit organisations, and looking at their key performance indicators, which are financial and non-financial. The control bit is where we look at divisional performance and transfer pricing. So that's the syllabus. It's large, and everything gets tested. You cannot leave any bit out of the syllabus. You have no clue what's going to be in your exam because it's a database of questions. And so it's a vast syllabus and you have to learn all of it. Please don't ask me what's going to come up in your exam. I have no clue. The whole syllabus is tested. So this tuition course has a guided work plan where you're going to complete 2 to 4 sessions a week, depending on the time that you start the tuition course. There are videos supported with bespoke course notes, which are both blank and annotated. So you can follow along with your blank ones and annotate them yourselves, and then check them with my annotated notes after. You've got exam standard examples in them. There are some YouTubes which I've also put up there to aid understanding. You'll have an online textbook to complete those test your understandings, and the answers are at the back of the chapter. The test your understandings will consolidate your learning. There are some online quizzes which will be automatically marked with feedback. And you'll have some homework questions to submit for marking by me to get valuable feedback on those Section C questions to show you how to improve. And then there's an end of tuition mock to complete. So as you can see, it's a comprehensive course getting you ready for revision. So here's the study site, all in sections. And the top section is the introduction to the course, where you'll have found this video. But also here we've got key dates. We've got a link to the ACCA CBE platform. You've got your formula sheet, and you've also got this virtual learning maths. You've then got how to access the Kaplan textbook. And then we go on to the work plan. And this work plan references all the sessions down here. And you can access the work plan by clicking on and downloading. It's a PDF, and as you can see, it's listed by weekly guide. So I've put number 1 and number 2, so those are reference to your weeks, your study weeks. And then you've got the sessions which link to the different sessions. It lists the topic, it tells you you've got a lecture, it tells you what chapter it is in the book, and then the test your understandings that I'm expecting you to complete. It also lets you know in this homework column whether there's a quiz or whether there's a question to complete. So we have a look in one of the sessions, which is session 6, cost volume profit analysis. You'll see there's 2 lectures here. There's a YouTube video for you to look at, and these are your blank notes and your annotated notes. The ACCA article's also put there for you. And now we have our homework question here. And as you can see, you've not submitted anything yet, but it's due by the 26th of July. Ideally, you would be doing that much earlier than that, but that is basically your cut-off date before revision. So you could click on the assignment, you download Hair Company by clicking on that, and then you'd add your submission through here. Okay, so therefore you drag and drop a file. Then we've got a quiz, which is a homework activity here. And you can attempt the quiz, pricing and cost volume profit analysis. You can attempt the quiz now. And here's the questions. They're just MCQ online questions to either put in a figure or put a B or C answer. Now it will get automatically marked for you. And you'll see the right and wrong answers and how it works. Then right at the end, you've got your tuition mock. And this is due on the 31st of July. Again, you're able to do that before that date. And once you've submitted it, I will grade it, and then you'll get to see the tuition mock answers. Finally, we have some CBE platform advice and help for you to make sure you go and do some CBE practice so you get used to that exam format on the ACCA website. And there's a link here for you to go to it. All you have to do is put your My ACCA number in and you'll get access to it. So that's the Moodle platform. As you can see, it's a comprehensive course of sessions, homework and quizzes, culminating in that tuition mock. Okay, so we've now come back off the Moodle site and back onto the slides. And I just wanted to point out that you need to make sure that you show that you've completed each of those activities, because then it will show on your completion bar. So you need to tick it off here like so, and then I can track your progress through the course. So the next thing is the key to passing is support from me. We'll get an introductory meetup. You'll have 7 days access a week to me, obviously not when I'm sleeping. You'll be put on a group WhatsApp so that you can have study buddies and ask each other questions and support each other. You can do questions via email, WhatsApp and Zoom meetups with me if there's a particular area that you're finding hard. And no question is a silly question. Please make sure you keep asking. The next key to passing is you. It's important you take responsibility for your own learning. You need to balance work, rest and play. You must use that work plan, adapt it to suit your learning needs and schedule. If you've got 7 weeks, then you may only have to do 2 sessions a week. But if you're only doing it in 4, then you're going to need to go into the 4 sessions a week. So you need to really focus on what you have, what time you have, and how quickly you can get through the work. You also need to make sure you get familiar with the CBE software. As I've said before, you need to go onto the ACCA website, the practice platform, log in with your My ACCA code and make sure you do questions on that platform so you get familiar with it. ACCA article reading is essential, and that's in each of the sessions. But above all, you need to stay in contact with me. I like to know your weekly progress, and I will WhatsApp you to make sure you are responding to me and keeping me in touch with your progress. So after the mock, then the third key to passing is to go on to the revision and mock course. These follow-on courses will ensure you the best chance of passing. If you book the Platinum package, then you will get 3 courses in one, plus the 2 extra mocks, and that gives you lifetime pass assurance. So do get in touch with me if you want to discuss this. So all there is to say now is happy learning and stay in touch throughout your course.